can only watch it for the first time once. It'll be interesting to see what we catch and what we don't.
Did you ever play the video game Mass Effect?
This is where Babylon 5 is becoming Babylon 5.
That was great. I love that.
100% completely accurate, definitive ranking of Babylon 5.
I love it so much.
We're officially into it, Jeff.
The year is 2025. The name of the podcast, Babylon 5, for the second time.
Welcome to Babylon 5 for the second time. My name is Brent Allen.
And I'm Jeff Akin. Brent and I used to be Star Trek podcasters, and then we watched Babylon 5 for the first time, and everything changed. Now we're watching it for the second time, catching all those things that there's no possible way we could have known the first time around.
But we are doing the thing that we do, Jeff. We are still searching for these sci-fi messages. Jeff, this is something that we do so much, and it's so ingrained in who we are. I can't help doing this when I'm on other shows.
Right?
Or I'm doing other things that have nothing to do with this.
Jeff, I went to this movie, and I can't believe it. It had this message in it. You have to go see it.
Literally was a text message I sent you not too long ago. I was like, we're going to see it and talk about it because it's so good. But that's what we're doing. We're still doing that. You know, who knows? Maybe the messages we find this time will be exactly what we found last time. Maybe it'll be something new. I don't know. We'll find out. The main thing, Jeff, we're asking what these episodes are trying to tell us. You know what I'm trying to tell everybody else, though? From this point forward, this show is full of spoilers.
Yep.
I want that loud and clear. I want everybody who's listening to know from this point forward, anything from any point in the franchise, any timeline, any series, extra source, pure source, original source, whatever, memory alpha, memory beta, whatever, it's all fair game for Jeff and I to use.
Probably not going to use a lot out of memory alpha, I don't think.
Maybe not. Maybe it's memory beta, I think, is really where it all comes from. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. If you guys don't know what those are, go look them up. It's a joke. It was a joke, people. It was a joke. And it'll be funny if you get it.
Right. If you get it, it's great.
But yes, this is a spoiler-filled thing. If you are watching this show for the first time, we beg you, please stop listening to us right now. Go back, catch us on our first watch when we did this exact same episode that was completely spoiler-free. Do that, get through the series, and then catch back up with us when you do your own second watch.
This week, Brent, we're watching the episode called A Spider in the Web. When we watched this one the first time, I actually don't remember much about this one at all. I remember cyber zombies. I remember Abel Horn, who was in Xanadu. And I think this is the Bureau 13 San Diego one. But I honestly don't remember a lot about how I felt about it or anything else. Do you remember much about what you thought on this one?
I want to read my note exactly as I wrote it. It's been a while since I've read my note exactly as I wrote it, but here it is. I couldn't tell you what this episode was about at all. I remember nothing. Now, you say San Diego, I remember that. You say Abel Horn, and I go, sounds familiar. I'm sure if you were to give me a few other cues, I'd be like, oh, yeah, it's that one. But just, I don't remember this episode at all. Nothing. I got nothing for you.
Yeah, it's kind of how I felt.
If it's the one about the San Diego and the dude with the what, I still don't even remember how I felt about it. The biggest thing I remember is, oh, there's the San Diego thing, and it never comes back up again. I know why. I know it has to do with copyright issues, and we were going to go somewhere with it, but then something happened. We're like, yeah, we're just going to take that out because we're not going to deal with that. Like, I get it. But I couldn't tell you anything. Here's what I will say. This is first half of season 2. And generally speaking, it's not true for every single episode, but generally speaking, first half of season 2 is kind of,
right.
And so it's going to be under that blanket for me right now.
Well, Brent, I went back and listened to our For the First Time podcast.
Yeah. What did I think the first time around?
Brent said,
what did you think the first time around?
Well, you said, and I quote,
oh, yeah.
This is the episode I needed last week. You said it's probably not a great episode, but it's good, and it really marks the growth of the show.
Fair. I don't know why that's fair, but fair.
It's good.
We could have done without Creepy Franklin.
Yeah, that would have been fine. Skip over.
Yeah.
I just said, what a breath of fresh air this episode was. One of the cool things that happened in this episode, one of our really good friends who's been around the community now for a very long time, Alyssa.
Hi, Alyssa.
Alyssa, we shared one of their posts from Twitter. And that's what kind of started us asking for people's Babylon 5 origin stories.
Oh, okay.
It all started here.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, if we have any new listeners, send us your Babylon 5 origin story.
Love them.
Yeah.
And speaking of our interactions with people, I apologized to a listener named Matthew. I apparently went at him pretty hard for attacking DS9 for ripping off B5. So I apologized after hearing the whole Bureau 13 thing, saying that, yeah, it is a blatant ripoff, or at best, inspired by Babylon 5. So I went on the record there. There's these components.
See, but is it though? Is it though?
We interrogated this exhaustively already in our series wrap up.
Okay.
It's inspired by.
Okay.
And the industrial complex.
Okay.
There are these 13 components that get mentioned in this episode, and you became hyper-focused. And this hyper-focus, if I remember right, continued for about 2.5 more seasons.
As it should, because when you set something up like this, it's also, I watched I watched Battlestar Galactica, where it was like, I need to know who the 13 human Cylons are, and we're looking for them. It wasn't 13, was it?
5, the final 5 is what you're thinking.
No, but there was a total number. What was the total number?
I don't remember the total number. But the whole, who are they thing were the final 5. That was the big deal.
Right.
We watched all along the Watchtower to find out.
Right.
But it's funny you mentioned that, because you thought the 13 components were space zombies and wondered if this was going to turn Babylon 5 into a Battlestar Galactica Cylon thing.
There you go.
And then you had a theory that Garibaldi, when he was down and out, got space zombied. Like he was programmed with something, almost as if he was programmed with something just waiting to go off at the right time.
Okay. Now we know. Wait, did I predict what happens to Garibaldi later on?
You did, but different.
No, but because the brainwashing Garibaldi doesn't happen until he goes on his secret mission that never happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You predicted it, but at the wrong time.
Okay. Because if you told me that it happened here,
like, what?
Or then, I'd be like, whoa. But okay, all right. So that Jeff is an example of what happens when you and I go back in time and we talk to JMS, and he's like, not a bad idea, guys. And then he takes it and uses it later, just not when we told him to.
Yeah, and he literally told us, "Yeah, I'm not going to use that, guys. I'm not going to use that one." And then he did, because it was a great idea.
Still waiting on that check, Jay.
Still
waiting on that check.
One day. Over in our Council Chambers chat, the Council Chambers tier subscribers are invited to our recordings, and in there we learn, Brent, there were 12 human Cylons.
I see that. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you so much.
We got
that makes me feel better, because it was stirring in the back of my head.
It's right in there somewhere. It's like, come on. We were very confused, and I got very frustrated about Talia and Psychor. We're like, so Jason, the whole Jason Ironheart thing happened. And then in Legacies, all of a sudden, for some reason, she's 100% pro Psychor again. Like, oh no, we got to take her back to Psychor. We figured that she's just this one-dimensional character. Yeah. Nothing is changing her at all. Things happen around her, and she just remains Psychor loyalist, even when it's like rubbed in her face.
Gotcha.
Last thing I pulled out was I talked about how anti-ship I am, right? We've talked about that here quite a bit. I have no patience for shipping in any medium whatsoever, which I know says a lot about me.
You mean like when character A is sitting next to character B at another console directly across from it, and then they look at each other at a moment when the ship is crashing, and now all of a sudden they're in love?
Yeah, like maybe they're just coworkers who are like, oh my gosh, we might die right here.
Who work closely together and for a long time.
Why can't a captain and her first officer just be professionals that work well together and have respect and friendship? Why can't we have that?
They absolutely can. And in the case that you're referencing here, they absolutely should have been together as a couple.
Absolutely not.
And I'm glad that they were later fixed to be in a relationship.
They did fix it
the whole time.
Yeah, they fixed it. They did.
Yeah.
I did, however, totally ship Garibaldi and Talia. I felt that in this episode it became fully earned, and it made sense, because you at this point were still very pro Garibaldi and Ivanova, and I was like, that can't happen. They're co-workers.
It couldn't happen, but
with Talia, not even in the chain of command, not even working for the same enterprise. That's what I got out of that podcast. Listen, I was telling you this before we went on mic. I didn't say anything else, but like, I had one impression of like, oh no, we loved this episode. We loved it.
Well, you know what? Even if it's not really that strong of an episode compared to what we've seen here over the last couple of weeks, this is a great episode. I really hope in watching this episode today, Jeff, that this really is a great episode. I really hope it is.
I would love that.
I just don't remember it.
I don't really remember it that much either. I'm with you. So I listened to the podcast. You went and scoured the world for any nuggets that JMS has shared with us on this one. What did you get?
Not a lot.
No?
No, not one that's talked about very much. He does talk about the nuking of San Diego. He says, having lived in San Diego from 74 to 81, this was just his way of giving a wink to the old hometown, you know? Let's see, I can save that one for the episode. Who's Abby?
Who is Abby?
Who's Abby?
I don't know.
Okay, so he talks about a local in-house joke about a character named Abby.
Okay.
And we're gonna have to look to see who she is. And when we find her, I will then tell you what said joke is.
Okay.
And then he also clarifies for us what Garibaldi's third favorite thing is.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But once again, I'm gonna wait till we hit that part of the episode before I discover it. That's all I got, Jeff. There really is not a ton on this episode. Really not at all. So that being said, Jeff, why don't we go watch an episode?
Let's do it. Let's watch this episode. For those of you joining us for the very first time, hello, welcome to our web. Now you're going to get tangled within it. What happens next is if you're watching us on YouTube, you're going to see the little episode pop up. We're going to watch the episode here in real time. It's going to get chopped up reaction style as things on YouTube do. But Brent and I didn't watch this one before. It's been what, probably two?
I'm going with we're 2 years away from our original viewing.
Yeah. About 2 years out.
Any of these episodes. Yeah.
Been a long time. So we're just going to watch it again here for the second time, whatever.
Yeah.
If you want to see the full version of this though, and that's not on YouTube, we do have that over on our Patreon page. It's at patreon.com/Babylon5 first. That's number 5, the word first. There should be a link down in the show notes.
And if you're listening to us on a podcasting app, you're listening to the audio anywhere out there. Hi, it's good to hear you, or it's good to see you. Good to know that you're there. Actually, I think is probably what it is. Hey, listen, you know what you guys are going to get? Literally the exact same thing that our video watchers are going to get. You're going to catch the reaction. We're going to have it in there because we want you guys to know exactly what's going on as far as that conversation goes. And then after that, stick around because again, we'll have all of our conversation about any messages we might have found, anything like that coming in. How is this episode going to look, Jeff, this time around in the context of Sleeping in Light?
Yeah.
And everything else, like not just Sleeping Light, but like in the context of the greater story. That's what we're really looking for. So Jeff, let's go watch an episode.
Let's watch this thing.
6 Yarwood chairs placed precisely 1 meter apart in a star
Please
pattern
tell me this is
with
not
key
the
lock on center
Ivanova
Very
jumping
good.
around, avoiding having sex with an ambassador somewhere.
It's not.
Sheridan.
That's not this one.
Captain,
Thank
there's
you.
a
It's
down the
problem
road a
in the
bit.
ambassadorial section. They're asking for a command officer.
I'll handle it.
Help is on the way.
I love that Ivanova is just taking like
It's
she's the
good to be
new
the captain.
Yeah.
she's the new commander. Like
I got this.
I got it. Yeah. And he's just kicking back like, all right, go take care of it.
It is interesting though, like from a leadership standpoint, he is telling Ivanova to go tell Keffer what to do with his wing.
Isogi-san.
It's been too long.
You had a really hard time with this guy's name through the podcast.
Isogi-san?
Yeah, you could call him Masoji.
Future Corp has to expand beyond Earth, and Mars is the first step.
The
Future
Senate won't
Corp,
like
that
it,
had to have been a
and the
placeholder.
Mars conglomerate will
Like
try
in
to
a script, and
bury
they
you.
forgot to
We're
update it.
prepared for that. Now we need to only convince Mars to share the risk.
And if they
Do we
won't,
ever hear about Future Corp
Past
again?
Freedom
I don't think
may
so,
well
no.
be drenched with innocent blood, and a long-held dream of mine will die.
Mr.
Oh, this
Isogi?
lady.
Amanda Carter, Mars Colony Business Affairs Committee.
Scotta, it's Talia
As
Winters,
in
one of the finest commercial telepaths I've ever
Amanda
worked with.
Major Sam Carter
She will be
tapping.
monitoring our negotiations for Future Corp.
Ms. Winters.
When we watched this the first time, we laughed quite a bit that this negotiation between Earth and Mars had to go all the way to Babylon 5 to talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a neutral ground, but it's like, hey, there's no other neutral grounds that aren't like 3 jump gates away.
Right.
You're either insane or a very brave man.
Why not
You can only
both?
imagine that's what they said of your great-grandfather John when he volunteered to pilot the first colony ship to Mars.
I like
He knows his people.
Right, did his research.
The 4 bulkheads. Fine, Nia.
San Diego
Physical
Wastelands.
model. JMS confirms that is a physical model.
There's President Clark up there.
There we go. John Carter of Mars.
13.
Good call, Neil.
All components have arrived safely on Babylon 5. Control is prepared to go online.
Commence operation.
I need to have that conversation with J. Michael Straczynski. What would this have done? Where would this have gone?
Control one?
Yeah, like the control. What are the various components? How does that, like, if you could have played that out, what would that have done?
Yeah, and this is where you would think they were all human components. But they're very intentionally making sure we see that ring.
Absolutely. Well, that's how we know it's the same person later on, right?
In this, we placed Discovery and a Star Trek Discovery and Babylon 5 in the same universe. Because chronologically, the control that they fought in season 2 of Discovery lined up with when chronologically control showed up here. So same thing. They're both of the things. I read somewhere that there is no actual answer to what control was supposed to be. The working theory is that it was evil Talia. There's a whole thing going on there, but there's from what I understand, nothing actually supports that. There's different theories out there.
That's one of the reasons why I suggested Babylon 5 for this meeting. All our prospective partners have representatives here. We can iron out all the details to your government's satisfaction.
This Asogi guy seems like totally legit.
Make this work.
No, I believe we can try.
I like him. I sure hope nothing bad happens to him
I'll
in this
speak with the
episode.
Business Affairs Committee.
Why would there be?
I think I can have an answer for you by tomorrow afternoon.
Very good.
She's so positive.
Right.
Mars can be the beginning of a whole new life for the human species, as it was meant to be.
Free Mars.
Hey, wait, I thought you said nothing bad was going to happen to this guy.
I said I hoped nothing. He's such a great guy.
Come on, pain. Pain.
We saw his pain. He just got slave
You have
gloved
no
to
idea
death.
what the images you got from the killer meant.
I'm also tired and I hurt. May I go back to my quarters now?
I'll arrange for an escort. One escort at your service.
He was waiting the whole time. She's like, oh my God.
He's just sliding in there, man. Garibaldi rolls in and he's like, ha, what's up?
Captain's orders. Now he's worried about you.
Got no choice.
So am I. Besides, this gives us a chance to get to know each other better.
Mr. Garibaldi, Taro Isogi was like a father to me, and now he's dead.
But I got something that's going to make you feel a
Forgive
whole
me
lot
if
better.
I'm not in the mood for your usual
here.
badinage.
Just cry right here.
You're right.
Shoulder.
It's a bad time for you. I'm being nuts.
Apology accepted.
Maybe you just need a hug.
Could you at least tell me what badinage means?
Yes, he's got game. You see, even when she's
Papa
like
always said that laughter is
grieving.
better than pills for what ails you.
He was right.
You got a lot more pills.
We'll get the creep who did this, I promise.
That won't bring Taro back, or his dreams from Mars colony.
Yeah, Dundradal in
No,
the
but
chat makes
we'll
such a
save
great
someone else from
point.
getting killed.
We talked about the first time. Conflict of interest, anybody? Like, possibly the worst commercial telepath to hire for this.
I think the killer wanted a witness. Tell me, what do you think of her?
Miss Winters?
Oh, I'm all ears.
I think she's an interesting person.
You never describe anybody that way.
I mean, I don't really know her that well. I mean, we've chatted from time to time, and she's
Cute.
interesting.
She's cute.
Well, you know how I feel about telepaths.
Do I ever? Threw one out of a third-story window on Io.
There was an ample.
See,
pool
I
of
still
other
don't
assuming
think there's
you knew
anything
that.
between Ivanova and Talia right now.
I think it was totally seated right here.
Nope, not at all.
You've never described anyone
Not at
like
all.
that before. Let me shine a light on the fact you're using a word you never used to describe somebody. And then have her
I don't think there's
deflect.
anything. No, I don't
No,
think
there's nothing here. I don't
No,
like telepaths.
because she doesn't like it's the telepath thing, and she's interesting. But there's also this conflicted. Like, I did have a conversation or two with her, and turns out I kind of liked her, not in that way. She was.
I
interesting
kind
to
of
talk to. I
liked
didn't
her, and
just
she's
hate her.
She's interesting. Interesting, you say? You never describe. That's so weird that you're using a unique descriptor for her.
So Claudia Christian talks about this in her autobiography.
She does, yeah.
And do you remember what she says?
That this was her one condition for her having a relationship.
Which was what?
That it be with a woman.
No, that is not what she said.
No?
No, that is not what she said.
What did she say?
No, they wanted to they were talking about something, and I don't remember if it was they were gonna make her in love with an alien or just they were gonna bring like some dude in.
Yeah.
And she was like, "No, I'm not gonna be with a dude. It's either gonna be like an alien or a girl." Like it was an offhanded comment, and she says in her commentary about the story, it's amazing how I flippantly said something, and he took it and turned it into something, because it was not. She wasn't saying I'm only gonna do it if it's this and being really serious about that. She was saying I'm not interested in this character having this type of a relationship at all. And she just sort of like half-heartedly threw something out there as I'm not going to do this. And he took it and ran with it and took a little spot. So
that's actually why she left at the end of season 4, because they were talking about season 5, and he brought up the Byron thing, and she's like, "No, I'm too good to be a part of that. I'm out."
Look, I will tell you. Okay. So, first of all right, let's do the timeline here. Okay. Talia leaves end of this season, right?
It's Divided Loyalties is the episode, I think.
But it's the end of season. Like it's around the end of season 2. It's not the end, but it's like around the end of season 2. Like it's here. Like we're close. Okay. So in theory, that conversation between Claudia and Joe could have already happened.
Oh yeah. It did.
And Joe could be, and I don't think Joe wrote this episode. I think this was a Detilio episode, but still, Joe could be putting it in there. So I'm going to give you it's plausible.
That's very generous.
But this could have been a seeded thing now at this point. Maybe.
100%. I will give you that everything before that's people buying it. Look at that. This thing. This is obvious. This is so obvious that there's something here.
I will give you a maybe, but I would personally lean towards not yet. Not yet. I don't think it's in their conscious just yet, but it's plausible. And if anyone else out there has some definitive JMS, Larry Detilio, Claudia Christian, Talia Winters, Andrea Thompson.
Yeah.
Somebody in an interview saying this is when they started putting it in there and this is where it happens, then I will gladly receive that information. If you can find that somewhere out there for me, I will take that information. But my guess is not yet. But I will say it is at least plausible they could be tinkering with that idea, because Claudia and Joe could have already had that conversation.
I will give you this. She doesn't know that she's head over heels for Talia yet. She just knows that she's interested in her. I don't know. There's something there. I don't know.
Listen, if you're looking at this through the eyes of knowing where they end up as a couple. Okay. I'm looking at this through the eyes of where does the actor and where do the writers think this, like, what are they thinking right now in this moment as they're filming and writing this particular episode?
Okay, I'm going to try and rewind this. I want you to watch her eyes.
Okay.
As she says this.
Okay.
Okay.
Talia Winters.
Was she hurt?
Look at that immediate.
I think the killer wanted a witness.
I mean, I don't really know her that well. I mean, we've chatted from time to time.
Looking over to the side.
Interesting.
And now deflect.
Well, you know how I feel about telepaths.
Do I ever? Threw one out of a third-story window on Io.
There was an ample pool below the window.
I'll assume you knew that. Aside from Ms. Winters' interesting quality.
That's great, isn't it? That's so good.
Okay.
I'll assume you knew that.
Nia's like, the look was only because she was trying to find the cue card.
No.
Maybe. Plausible. That is as best as I'm going to give you right now, until there's proof from people involved that that's what they were leaning towards right here. But I will tell you, much better than that was when Sheridan says you threw a telepath out of a third floor window. And she's like, there was a big pool down there. And he says, I'm going to assume that you knew that before time. And she looks to the side and goes, that was intentional. Yeah. And that was hilarious.
She's very loyal to Psychor.
And you don't trust Psychor?
No. Do you?
See, no little glances. She's dead. I do not.
Telepaths are gifted and cursed in ways I can never hope to understand. They're still human beings, good, bad, or indifferent. No, I trust in individuals, not organizations.
Then you may trust Ms. Winters.
See that?
See, but I would also say that is a person in Ivanova who has had her conflict with Talia, has also had a come to Jesus moment with her.
Mm-hmm.
And while she doesn't understand Talia, she knows that Talia is incredibly loyal to the Psych Corps, and she is not in any way, Ivanova is not in any way, shape, or form on that train at all. She feels like she can still trust Talia. I want to say something at this point. If I can kind of change the topic for this moment.
Although I just have to correct one thing. This is Babylon 5. They call it a come to Sheridan moment.
Okay. Jeff, you and I, we have a lot of lovely trans people in our community here. So I'm going to say this, and to all of our friends out there, I want you to hear, I am not comparing the exact words here. Okay. I'm really comparing the sentiment, because in no way, shape, or form am I saying you're cursed. Okay. But Sheridan's line right there, talking about telepaths, people who are not like him, right? People whom he is in a community of other people around him who are like, telepaths bad, telepaths whatever. And his response is okay, let's change the word. He says they're cursed in a way that we couldn't even begin to understand, right? Hey, that person is different in a way that frankly I can't even begin to understand, because I'm not. It's just not me. That's not who I am. You know, I can remember when I was kind of going through my waking time phase, and I think I still am in many ways. But, you know, in talking with people around me who were just like, oh, those people are crazy, and oh, that's gross, and oh, that's whatever. I regardless of anything, right? And we can have that conversation whether it is or not. But regardless of anything, they are still people, and they are still human, and they are still deserving of our love, our respect, our honor for who they are. And you know what? I can stand on that regardless of background, regardless of religious belief, regardless of culture, regardless of where I'm raised. I can stand on the fact that that person right there is a human being. They are sucking breath. If you're a religious person, they are made in the image of the Creator himself. And I can love, honor, respect, and cherish that in that person. And there is no room for bigotry on this bridge.
Right.
And we're not going to let it, and we're not going to tolerate it at all. I love that word. Again, please do not hear me and say that I'm saying trans folks are cursed, or people who are not like me are cursed. I'm not saying that. It's just, there's a difference here. That's all I'm comparing.
And Delenn in the chat says it very well. We are sadly cursed by the era we find ourselves living in, where we're apparently destroying society.
Yeah.
I think I might have shared this story before, but to your point of, like, I have a great friend at work, professional friend, Anthony, and I hired Anthony before he transitioned, and then I went off and did other things in my career, and then we came back and met him again. And because I'm total just cis hetero dude, I felt that I was compelled. I felt like I had to say something, right? And we were in some meeting and he's getting ready to go. And I'm like, hey, Anthony, it's just really great to see you happy. Like, and he sat down and he's like, yeah, we haven't really talked about this, have we? And he just became an open book. He's like, what do you want to know? And I learned some things that, like, I'm still wrestling with. I'm like, wow. But when he got done, I just stopped. And I'm just like, I feel so happy for you. I don't understand it at all, but I'm super happy for you. And he said this thing was so powerful. He's like, well, of course you don't understand it. If you did, you would be trans. There's no way I can ever, like, understand that experience, you know? And him saying that to me was just such a moment where it's like, yeah, I don't even have to understand it. I just have to, like you said, here's a human who's actually super cool and incredible, all sorts of things. How about I just be cool to them?
Let's take this into another thing. That person was born in another country. They're still a human. And they're still deserving of love, honor, and respect.
Yep.
Hey, that person has a different skin color than me. That person's still human, and that person's still deserving of love, honor, and respect. Hey, that person has a different fill in the blank. That's still a person. They're still deserving of love, honor, and respect.
That person, here's where I'm going to go stretch. That person has a different ideology than I do. And through the expression of their ideology is hurting people. They're still human. That humanity is still worthy of dignity and respect.
Okay, so then go back to what Ivanova just said about Talia. Listen, she's loyal to that over there. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I am against that. But I know Talia. I can trust Talia.
That even, like, rings with Londo and Jakar. Londo, our people will never be able to forgive each other, but I can forgive you.
Yeah.
It's all about one-on-one relationship.
And Katerina says here, well, that's the whole B5 message.
There it is.
The killer said, free Mars.
Free Mars? No, that can't be. There's no way they could have known about this meeting. And even if they did, they had nothing to gain by killing Mr. Isogi.
Right.
Taro was working to achieve a peaceful compromise that would ensure the colony's independence without bloodshed. Somebody obviously didn't like it.
I think it's real funny they keep mispronouncing his name.
Any idea who they might
It's written right there.
Senate, Mars conglomerate. They'd be the most opposed. I never thought they'd go this far.
Thank you for your
Who's
time,
the
Mr.
Mars
Carter.
conglomerate?
I
We
may
never
have
heard of
some
them again
additional
either.
I think
did
we have heard of that before. You're right.
I'll be glad to help. Whoever killed Taro Isogi killed Mars' best hope for the future.
Babylon 5 is the best hope. Last best hope, actually.
Keep an escort on Ms. Winters and intensify the search. Include EarthGov and Corp secure areas.
Will do. Captain,
I love they keep pronouncing the P in Corp.
I know, right?
I'd sure like to know where you're going with this.
Someplace very dark. I hope to God I'm wrong.
In fact, we're going to hurry. We're going to take a race through dark places.
Okay, so here's a question. What is different about what's happening now that Sheridan feels compelled to handle this himself rather than give this to Ivanova to take care of?
It's a good question. Well, what we do know is Sheridan has ties back to Mars and the food riots.
Mm-hmm.
So one could assume there's a personal stake maybe, but we don't know that about him at this point. So yeah, I wonder if this is a storyline that was written for Sinclair initially. That's why they're putting it all onto Sheridan to go.
Maybe. I mean, also, it's more than just the operations of the station. Stuff has happened, and this expands beyond just what's happening on the station. It expands to
Earth, Mars.
Yeah, interstellar stuff.
Mhm.
So maybe that really does fall more under Sheridan's purview than what Ivanova's would be.
And he had the senator directly reaching out saying, go do this thing. So it's like, oh, this is a very political
But Sheridan
thing.
could have put that back on Ivanova too.
Yeah, it's true.
You know. So although compare what he's doing now with him earlier being like, it's good to be the captain.
Right.
I can let them go do it. Now he's got to be the one doing stuff. Also, they had to justify Bruce Boxleitner's paycheck for this episode.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Hey, Earther!
Hey, Earther! I love this. I love the scream when he throws him over the thing.
That's some really bad timing on the pauses there.
Yeah.
What have they done to me?
Jacked you up, dude.
So do I, but there's a problem. According to Earth Force intelligence, Abel Horn is dead. A cruiser scragged his ship over Phobos during the rebellion.
There it is.
Amanda, it's been a long time.
He's supposed to be a zombie. Why is he all getting like
damn near
scruffy with her?
Earthers blew me up over Phobos. Your old buddy Singer found me, got me out. A snakehead doc fixed me up. I've been hiding in the Tigris sector ever since.
Who are the snakehead docs? What's a snakehead?
They were in TKO. They mentioned snakeheads, I think. Or I'm thinking of Stargate.
I was going to say, we know what that is in Stargate.
Yeah.
Who are the snakeheads? The Minbari?
Nia says the Minbari. I don't remember them being called snakeheads. But maybe, yeah.
Okay.
Then I got word you were coming here.
Why did you kill Taro Isogi?
Who?
The man I came here to meet. They say you killed him. There's a fugitive alert out for you.
They're lying. I haven't killed anyone. I came here to see you. I have to get back to
Is that
Mars,
really
and you're
his
the only
voice?
one who can help me.
They're crying. They're lying. I came here to see you.
I am finally in a
He was
position to
intubated for a
help with
long
Mars
time when he was
independence.
dead.
If
That I would
anyone
make-
found
that would
out I
make
was
sense,
once
actually.
a member of Free Mars,
Which just might come out if they were to catch me here.
That's a
you came here
threat.
to blackmail me into smuggling you back to Mars.
I've changed.
Let me show you.
Abel, what's wrong?
Amanda, please, have to help me! Help me! Did something to me! Telepath knows. Tell you, Winters.
I'm sorry. I just can't. I can't right now.
How do you act this, though?
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know.
Okay, Brent Allen, you are an experienced stage director. The scene is someone has an implanted personality trying to take over.
Yeah.
Direct.
Yeah. We'll fix it in post. Don't worry. Just do something. We'll fix it in post. It's
I just have to say that to think that I described this episode as a breath of fresh air.
Well, in light of everything else going on,
it's very sobering.
In light of everything else going on. Although I have a thought. Okay. We know they scrapped the Bureau 13 thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But we see he pulls off that hand. He's got the sort of electric glove on.
He's got the Luke Skywalker hand going.
Right. And he's got this mental thing. I wonder if we actually didn't see Bureau 13 again later in the show.
Yeah.
Just under a different name or no name. Go forward. What was Bester's girlfriend's name?
Oh, yeah. Carolyn Sanders.
Isn't this basically what they were doing with dead telepaths or whatever? Isn't this what they did with Anna Sheridan? I know they didn't do it with Morden. Morden was still fully alive and whatever. But isn't this what the Shadows were doing when they were taking dead people and turning them into their CPUs for their ships?
Pretty much.
For organic tech. Like, this is Earth's first step towards organic tech, right?
Maybe.
And this is that Psy-Corps is taking that step. That's Bureau 13. They're moving these things towards that. What we eventually saw with Carolyn Sanders.
I think that was her name. Yeah.
Did I get that right? That what we saw there, that's actually not what, like, this is the precursor to that. We just had to scrap the name because it didn't.
Or it's parallel, because what happened to Carolyn and the Shadows did all that. It wasn't Earth doing that to them.
But it was Earth taking dead people or whatever and turning it in. I mean, and that's what I mean. Like, so they scrapped this whole story thread and they kind of pull back on it so they can, Jameis can change it as he needs to serve the story then. But this certainly feels like it could have served as the precursor to that.
I think it's more because Garibaldi said, he mentioned, it must be like a prosthetic weapon or something like that. So the thing with a hand and whatever, anyone could have that. That's just what they outfitted him with. Maybe in the explosion, he lost his hand. I think what this is all about is just informing us that we can implant a different personality into someone.
Oh.
And there's some interchangeability between the two. Like, it's not necessarily that the other we established back in the Quality of Mercy that you can do death of personality.
Right.
In this, we're establishing that personality isn't so dead. And then in passing through Gethsemane, we learn that it can leak all the way through.
Right.
But this is all paving a road to Talia's coming out. And Garibaldi's piece as well, potentially.
Right. I mean, just assume Talia doesn't leave and she sticks around and assume, play it forward. And by the way, those two, the thing I said and the thing you said, are not necessarily mutually exclusive.
They can be both. Absolutely.
Yeah. I can't, dude. I can't.
There's full detail on it. It would take an army to get to you. If you need to go somewhere, call the guard post and they'll assign an escort.
God bless him, though. I mean, he's giving his all for
dude,
that paycheck.
That actor was going for it, man.
This guy.
Miss Garibaldi, I was just going to make a cup of tea to soothe my nerves. Would you like one?
Tea happens to be my third favorite thing.
Since I am chief of security, I guess seeing you're secure is my job. And tea just happens to be my third.
All right, you want to know what his third favorite thing really is? It's whatever the member of the opposite sex is having. So it changes. Whoever he's sitting across from the bar, whatever they're having, that's my third favorite thing.
That's great.
It's like my kids. Like I tell my son all the time, I'm like, hey, you're my favorite. I tell my daughter, hey, you're my favorite. Don't tell your brother. Hey, son, you're my favorite. Don't tell your sister.
Right.
And I tell their mom, I don't care what I tell the kids. You're really my favorite.
But we all know who his favorite really is.
This is a good, man, we paused a good spot for Talia.
That's a great shot.
It's a good little shot for her. Kind of see what Doyle sees in her a little bit.
The first day I was crying all the time. I was scared and confused and hurting. And then Abby came. She held me for a very long time, never saying a word. All that was left was this warm, safe place in my mind.
So in the same episode that Ivanov supposedly is seeding her feelings for Talia, Talia's over here shaken down with Garibaldi.
I disagree. I don't read it that way at all. Because there's this weird thing that can happen between men and women, Brent, and viewers and listeners, that they don't have to like be romantically linked to be emotionally vulnerable with each other. That's actually a thing that's called friendship. You can just have that. I know it's not necessarily what we see in media, because the story I just heard Talia tell, basically would have ended with a line about, she's like, that's when I realized that, you know, I am attracted to women. That was the line that was implied. If I'm Garibaldi listening to that story, at some point I'm like, oh, this isn't going to happen. So I think
it's interesting how you and I read that two different ways.
She's just being friendly.
So Abby, what's Abby's last name?
I don't know.
Normal.
Abby Normal.
She's just normal. Yeah. She's normal. Yeah. Yeah. They said that was an internal joke around the set.
Those internals must have been hilarious.
Listen, for them to be like over that.
We should ask them to come start writing the clothes to our shows. It'd probably be an upgrade.
It'd be an upgrade still. Yeah. Oh, speaking of which.
Right.
Most of the cyber experiments were a bust.
That's why they came up with the idea of using subjects on the verge of death. Accident victims.
Verge of death, not dead.
Comas.
Mostly dead. They're mostly dead.
It's even better. The theory was to hardwire the subject's brain with a computer intelligence. It kept the brain functional. While the body
They're talking about making organic tech. That's what they're talking about here.
Telepathic deep scan. The subject was fixated on the moment of his death, shutting down all conscious thought. The computer takes complete control while the subject is dying over and over again in his subconscious. Ms. Winters said
I think you're right, Brent. I think you're right.
Was clinging to the thought of his death, as if that were the only thought he had. Or maybe Talia Winters touched something in him.
Mm-hmm.
Something that made Horn realize who he really was for a moment. I think it's playing havoc with his programming.
You almost had me believing this, Load.
I'm not sure I believe it myself.
That's a wild thought.
What's that?
Brent, we are all the result of our programming. All of us.
Okay.
If someone can touch within us who we really are, can that disrupt our programming? Like this is a whole metaphor about organic tech. That's exactly what it is. You're dead on with what you saw. But I don't think it has to be any tech. I think this is about humanity. And I'm wanting to tie it to what we were talking about earlier. Your humanity makes you worthy of dignity and respect.
Yeah.
Your programming can make you an absolute piece of garbage. It's your programming, though. So if I can find
I mean, that's what you're talking about now is nature versus nurture, right?
Maybe, yeah. Or both. Maybe it's not a versus nature, because I believe that both, are influences.
Sure.
But I think they're both forms of there's us as self, there's true self, and then there's the enculturalization and programming that we get either taught or in our environment. I don't know. I just see this very much as a metaphor of the value of real human connection.
Yeah.
The first conversation, dignity and respect. This conversation, connection through that dignity and respect.
The computer power crystal emits a low level of a benign radiation.
It's 20 years old, but
show up on the environment.
It'll probably come back from the dead at some point.
But if we could reconfigure them to look for it.
Garibaldi?
Chief, Zach Allen.
Zach Allen!
What?
With who?
Amanda Carter.
That's his voice.
That's a go, Zach. Come through Red Alpha. I'll join you at point 6.
Oh, rip Lou.
This is Jeff's favorite episode on the series.
The element is definitely out of date.
Why not let the wizard have a go?
Hey, it's Kanicki, huh?
Right? Hickey from Kanicki's like a Hallmark card.
What am I? Tell me!
I don't understand.
You're a mind bender. You saw it in my head.
Mind bender.
Tell me what it means. Tell me! Pain. Pain. Yes, pain!
Yes, pain!
Please.
Tell me why ain't nothing.
What am I? You are a zombie. Call the Cranberries. Zombie.
So there's Abby.
Ours now.
That's supposed to be Abby?
I think so.
Really? I don't think I understood that was supposed to be Abby.
I think that was supposed to be part of the story.
Operated on you, rebuilt you. There was a psycho.
Scan complete. Low-level uranium radiation detected.
See, Talia would have recognized that as
7,
Abby.
Suite 15.
No?
You would think.
Garibaldi.
Captain.
Where's Ms. Winters?
As if
Miss Carter in her quarters?
As if Sheridan personally knows the cabin assigned to each guest on the station.
Ropes inside, Jackson left side, Hanson right. Watch out for Talia, remember this guy.
Or maybe her being Abby was just my fantasy writing.
Go. of the road, pal. There's nowhere to go. Think about it.
Can't think. Die. When I think.
Okay. You've died too many times, Abel. There's no need to die again.
Speak to him, John.
Now,
Mars will never be free until the sands run red with Earther blood.
It actually will run red with Earther blood. That's the thing that will happen in the Civil War.
Earther.
Captain, I'm reading a dangerous energy surge from the body.
Get her out of here.
The freaking chutzpah it takes to put Jeff Conaway on this show and just have him like in the background doing stuff.
Right?
Come on.
Abel Horn wasn't always a terrorist. 15 years ago, he was a bright young man, utterly devoted to independence for Mars Colony. That's when I met him. Fell in love with him. He convinced me to join Free Mars. It wasn't a radical group at the time.
Yeah, in fact, they were branded as Free Mars bars, and I was all about it. And then they started like killing people and stuff, and I was like,
Mars bars are meh.
Hey, if they're free,
Meh.
I ain't gonna say no.
Even free. Meh.
Really?
Yeah.
When they began to become violent, I left.
Not a favorite by any means, but I'm not gonna poo-poo
Never
them.
saw Abel again until today.
I saw an image, some sort of an operation.
Well, did you recognize anything? Location, a face, uniform?
No.
She's holding it close.
Take
That's
Miss
that
Winters
loyalty
her
to
quarters.
Psycor.
I'll help Ivanova move the traffic out.
This is why this was a great episode, Jeff, because it seeds all of it, like it builds all this stuff. You're telling me it's this. You're telling me it's that. You saw this. This feels like it's leading us somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You and I know right now this is all going to be all for naught.
Sort of.
This is fizzles. This is blah.
Fizzles
There's
and
just nothing here.
repurposes.
Sure, but this you're watching this for the first time and you're like, something's happening here. Something's happening here.
Yeah, because she just went from like, hey, look how helpful and great I am to like, not so much.
Right?
Some people collect
He's a
coins or art.
conspiracy theorist.
Collect secrets. Black projects. Conspiracies, secret organizations. You fascinate me.
Don't buy it.
One of those
Pay attention. You'll never hear this again.
If Horn was what you say he was, then this thing sure as hell has nothing to do with Free Mars. Pull something like this off would take a lot of power and a lot of money. And I think you know who it is.
Does he though?
All right.
He does. Because he's already in
Promise
league
me
with
this
General
information
Haig.
will never be repeated outside this room. For the past 6 years,
No, yeah, this
there's
is
been rumors about a rogue agency operating deep inside EarthGov.
Called
A dirty
Psycho.
trick squad dealing in black projects and Star Chamber justice. It took
I'm just gonna prep everybody. I'm gonna do a physical reenactment of what I remember this moment being when we watched it the first time.
Okay.
Okay.
me over 3 years just to get a name. Bureau 13. And the man who gave me that name died soon after. I am convinced they exist and that they are behind this incident. Isogi was a danger to Earth policy on Mars. I think his death was a warning to the other corporations.
Jeff is putting his hand over
I
his
also think
face
Horn was meant
and
to
shrinking
destroy
back
Free
into
Mars
his
from the
chair
inside
all the way
and
down
possibly
below the camera.
ruin Amanda Carter as well. Unfortunately, I can't prove any of it. But if this is true, then everything we believe in is in jeopardy.
Everything we
There's a
believe. This
spider
is.
in the web, Mr. Garibaldi.
He said the thing.
And I intend to find it and kill it.
And you do. He does both. Sort of.
13.
Report from Babylon 5 control mission only partly successful.
Is the Bureau at hazard?
Control does not believe so.
Belief is not enough. He is to follow up until he is certain. 13 out.
That looks like the mouth of the senator to me, but I know it's not.
Yeah, that in on the face, that was 100% going to be Abby. It was going to be an ongoing thing. But we'll never see her again.
All ours.
Match found.
Oh, she's also a zombie.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's number 13. We just saw a spider in the web. Second time.
Yeah.
We had a really fantastic conversation on some of the messages in this
Yeah.
one during the episode. Do you have any thoughts on the episode itself you want to dive into?
Man, this episode is like the entirety of Crusade all in one episode.
Wow. Tell me more.
So much potential, so much stuff that they could have done coming out of this episode, and it just all goes for naught. They'll pick up some threads here and there, but for the most part, this all just fizzles because some freaking comic book used the word and they couldn't figure out how to. Oh my word. Cool stuff, man.
Yeah.
Cool stuff. This is also one of those things, like, there's enough said here that your mind starts working of what it could be, what it is. And even if they were to have continued it, chances are what they would have come up with and what they would have put on film would not have been anywhere near what people were individually thinking. And it'd be a lot of people that were not happy with how this word worked out.
Maybe,
So probably for the best that it wound up getting dropped.
Right.
But, you know, in the context of watching this as an episode by itself outside of the entirety of Babylon 5, minus that guest actor doing his dang best.
He worked so hard.
Failing miserably. Minus that, this is a really good episode. In the greater context of all of Babylon 5, this episode is a complete and utter waste.
Nia in the chat said it best. A big nothing burger. Like, there's nothing here.
But but again, this episode is a victim of circumstance. Andrea Thompson leaves. The Bureau 13 thing has to fall by the wayside. There's other stuff that we have going on that's more important, but this just everything this, and the thing is, they set up so many things here.
Yeah.
The conspiracy theory thing, there's this secret organization, and I'm convinced it's this group over here. The whole Bureau 13 thing, the Abby thing, who this girl is, the free, like, we'll pick up threads of this, but man, this episode gets railroaded by circumstance, I think.
Yeah, in a really big way.
How about you?
I think that we've had a lot of episodes that we've watched a second time and that has improved on a second watch.
Yeah.
I think this is the first one that has gotten worse on a second watch.
Is it worse because we know what happens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we watched it the first time. You know, when I talked about our listen, we were so excited about it. I called it a breath of fresh air and all this stuff because it's starting to set stuff up and it's exciting. There were moments that the soundtrack was literally telling you this is going to turn into something. Like, it was great. And so watching it for the first time, I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm excited. I want to know what happens. Second time around, I'm like, well, I could have never watched this and nothing would have changed for me.
Right.
Except I wouldn't have seen an actor with accolades go a couple of times.
Yeah, that was hard to watch, to be honest with you.
I felt bad for the actor. Like,
I did. Yeah.
Because there's multiple takes, right? Different things, and the director's like, try it like this, and he's like, oh my god.
But I literally can hear the director, hey, go ahead and do this. We'll fix. We'll
cut it up. Yeah,
you're gonna be surrounded by lightning, and we're gonna have all this stuff. You're gonna look just fine. So do it. And they just didn't.
Yeah. No sound treatment, no visuals, nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like getting the raw recording of Mariah Carey's vocal at a concert. No music, no sweetening, no EQs, none of that stuff. I don't know if you've ever heard that track, but some sound guy did her dirty, man.
Very dirty. Well, Brent, I think we're at a point where you have a tremendous responsibility on your shoulders.
Jeff, don't do it to me, man.
I am going to do it to you. And I think I'm very thankful it's you. I have already ranked this one in my head, but you, Brent, it falls on you to place this on our objectively correct, immutable, inarguable ranking of all the episodes of the second season of Babylon 5. For the first time in the second season, we're going to kick something out of the top 5 because our current top 5, which is all we have, in number 5, The Long Dark, number 4, Revelations, 3, A Distant Star, 2, Points of Departure, and in number 1, The Geometry of Shadows. Brent, where's the spider that happens to be in the web going?
Well, Jeff. I got to take this from the bottom up.
Okay.
All right. And I'm mostly going with my litmus test of which episode one I want to watch again. There's The Long Dark.
There is.
Now, our appreciation for that episode came up last week, but frankly, it didn't come up that high.
It wasn't amazing or anything like that.
The only reason why it's in the top 5 is because I refuse to allow you to do to this episode what we did the first time around, which was just mark it at 22 and let everything else fall. We had to see it fall on its own in this week. Well, Jeff, I can tell you the Long Dark is going to fall. This is a better episode than the Long Dark. And the thing is, I have to take this episode on its own merit, right? Like understanding how it's a victim of circumstance. I can't blame it for that.
Yes, you can.
No,
the second time through, you totally
no,
can.
I cannot, because as an episode, it's still an interesting episode. The other word, I'm going to say one word, and it automatically makes this episode better than the Long Dark. You ready for it?
Okay.
Get the earwax out your ears. One word, Zach.
You win. So Geometry of Shadows going down?
No, the Long Dark went down.
Oh, okay. You just said Zach, and I'm like, that's a little tough.
There's Revelations. That was Sheridan crying.
A lot.
All right. I really don't like that episode. I know. I probably would watch this episode prior to watching that episode again.
Yeah.
However, that episode also has some stakes in it. All right, let's put a pin in that one.
Okay.
Let's go up to the next one, A Distant Star. This is the Dwight Schultz episode. No?
That
Distant
was
Star?
Long Dark.
Long Dark was the Dwight Schultz. Okay. This was the Swamp Rat episode.
Yeah, Russ Tramblin.
This was an episode that came up quite a bit in our ranking of it.
It did.
Okay. This is an episode that plays more into where we're going with Babylon 5. I still feel like I don't like Distant Star because of the Swamp Rat guy. And then I hit points of departure. All right, I'm not even touching that. So I'm going to stop here.
Okay.
So the question is are we above Distant Star, between Distant Star and Revelations, or are we below Revelations? Where are we? All right, this is me talking it out because I'm not entirely sure where I want to be. Also trying to give you all the time in the world to write that ending joke.
Oh, wasn't even working on
that. Jeff, Spider in the Web is going to suffer because of its circumstances and how nothing works out. Everything about this episode now is meh. But at least it's not Creepy Franklin being all sorts of inappropriate. Everything else at least matters. And so this becomes our new number 5 episode on the season, above the Long Dark, but below Revelations, even though I really don't like Crying Sheridan. But it still matters in a way that this one just does not.
A moment ago, I would have said you were wrong and that it should be the new number 6, but then you just gave me the one word.
I said Zach.
Absolutely. For reference, we ranked this at number 13.
No way.
On the season.
Okay, fair
right below Points of Departure. Points of Departure ended up at number 12. Ranked it right above. Oh, this is going to activate some people. Ranked it right above comes The Inquisitor, because I'm 100% sure I got to rank that one. So
yeah, you're wrong.
Still stand by it. We'll find out though.
Yeah. Well, Jeff, by my calculations, that's going to do it for us here on this week for Spider in the Web.
I think so.
Next week, we got a new episode on deck. Well, not a new episode, but, a new second watch episode. Jeff, I'm going to go ahead and say this.
All right.
This is the shining light of the first half of season 2. This is by far my favorite episode of the first 12 episodes of season 2. Maybe the first 11 episodes of season 2. Like, by far. This was the episode I adore. Soulmates.
You love
is
this
on
episode.
deck for next week.
Yes.
If I come out of next week hating Soulmates or thinking less of Soulmates, I'm quitting this job.
It's the end.
Because if you can make me laugh, you've won me over. And this episode made me laugh the whole way. It was so good. That's I'm previewing the top of the episode.
I know, right? You're giving it just copy paste.
But it's Soulmates. But we're not talking about what we remember of the episode. We're talking right now, Jeff, about what we remember of our predictions for the episode. Do you remember what you predicted for Soulmates?
I do, and actually, if I remember right, your prediction ended up pretty spot on. But I thought this was going to be the return of Adira from Born to the Purple. Hey, look, I'm Londo's soulmate. And but then I added that because I liked your prediction quite a bit, which had to do with marriage, and so I kind of like tied into yours. And I was like, somehow Adira is going to work into marriage with Londo. But knowing that these tied together, what was yours?
Mm-hmm. Well, certainly, if nothing else, he made room in his marriage harem for Adira.
He did.
If I remember right, exactly, Jeff, I sort of talked myself into this one.
Yes.
Like I started higher and I came lower, and I said we were due for some Londo and Jakar. And I thought maybe like we'd find out that they were soulmates with each other. They were linked together. But then I went, no, this is Londo finding a new wife And to get a new one in, you have to bump one out. You got to get rid of an old wife. So it's wives, it's Londo, bumping old wives out, get a new one in, which should obviously be Lady Adira.
Right.
What can I say?
I know, right?
What can I say?
Start of a run for you. I mean, and sort of, it would be great if it turned
Yeah.
Well, we'll find out exactly how it turned out, right? Because let's just say some of it, yeah, some of it, not so much. But either way, next week's going to be a fun one. I'm positive. Thanks for being with us for this one. This was great. Looking forward to being with you again next week. If you haven't already, make sure you've subscribed so that you know the second this drops and you can be a part of it. Like us, comment us, bell us, star us. There's all sorts of things you can do depending on what app you're on. Please just do those things. The one thing you can do, regardless of how you're consuming us, is just share us with a friend or even an enemy, depending on, whatever you want to do. Just share this show with somebody. Let's spread the word and help our community grow. So Brent, I'm going to wrap this one up. Until next time, everybody, thanks for being here.
Hey, Jeff.
Go ahead and I was so close to hitting the thing. Yeah, what's up?
Hey, Abel Horn, pretty cool. Do you think I'd look good with like a shocker hand?
Dude, that would look super cool, I think.
Yeah, dude, like look at this. Look at this.
You did the shocker.
You noticed that?
When I was working.
How could I not? I'm so sorry.
When I was working the indies back in the pro wrestling days, there was a guy I worked with named G-Shock, and he sold T-shirts with the thing on it. And I'm just like, oh man, go.
Yeah. So we're 12.
Nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Oh, Jeff. Family friendly show. That's one of those things that I say is like an old Disney dream. You remember the old Disney movies? And by old, I'm talking like Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, not Moana and Frozen. And I'm not talking 101 Dalmatians and those. I'm talking about that 90s era.
Like golden era, right?
They put jokes in for the adults that if you were a kid, it went over your head and you had no idea what they were talking about. You didn't even realize it. But if you were an adult, you were like, oh my gosh, they got that in the kids show. And that was great. This is one of those.
It is one of those things. I think SpongeBob, especially the first 3 or 4 seasons, nailed that to such an incredible degree.
Did it?
There's an episode. SpongeBob.
That's why parents freaked out over SpongeBob. Like, you can't put that in a cartoon for kids.
There's some stuff where it's like one of my favorite moments. SpongeBob sitting in his chair watching, and then it's just like you just see like he's like like kind of a little creepy about it, and then his snail Gary comes in and he goes, "Oh my God, Gary!" And you see on the TV it's just like this live action anemone like dancing in the water. I know it. I know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was a very smart show for a couple of seasons.
Yeah. Is that show still going on?
It is still going. They got a new movie coming out.
Really?
My daughter and I went and saw Elio this weekend.
I'm sorry.
I think she had the perfect assessment of it. That was sad. I'm like, yeah, it was sad. And not because it was trying to be, but
that movie, I feel about that movie very similar to the way I feel about the movie Up. Up is a very popular movie.
Mm-hmm. I never actually watched it.
Okay, I'm going to spoil it for you.
Fine.
A lot of people love Up.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's so good. Okay. The first 10 minutes is a heart-wrenching, gut-wrenching scene. Everybody agrees on that. But then the movie gets light and there's stuff that happens. When I watched that, my wife and I both had the exact same reaction together. Was this movie is like watching an old man's descent into senility. really slow. And it's everything that happened was this dude is just losing his mind because he's getting old. And it was sad.
Yeah.
Elio was a movie that you walk in because you see the previews and like, oh, little boy, he makes alien friends, fun romp around space. That's not what this movie is.
No.
Now, the thing about Elio is this is a movie that, like Up, deals with a subject matter and content that kids don't need to be sheltered from, and they need to engage with, and they need to be able to talk about this kind of stuff. But when you sell it to me as a fun romp around space with kid friends and aliens, and then you give me what Elio was, you lied to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You lied to me.
You lied to
And
me
that's
and
on you.
punched me because there's like stuff in this thing.
Yeah. Like I took my daughter to see it and she was like, Dad, this is like, we're watching. She's like, this is sad.
Yeah.
Why are we watching? What? This is not what I wanted to come here and see tonight. And I'm not saying Elio's a bad movie, but there's a reason why it's not doing well out there.
You know, the best, I want to see if we share this. What was the best part of the movie for you?
I think I don't know. It depends on what criteria you're using for best. Are we talking about the most emotional punch?
What thing in the movie did you enjoy, feel the most? Like, what was the thing you're like, oh, I liked whatever that was?
I mean, I liked him and his little space friend.
That's cute.
Running around. I liked that part of it when they were having fun for the 5 minutes in the film. They were having fun.
It was about 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun. The
Yeah.
best part though was when early on when he goes into the little like planetarium display and it's telling the story of Voyager and there's a narration telling you about Voyager. And it's Kate Mulgrew doing the narration about Voyager, and not just Voyager, but V'ger. Like you get V'ger and then Janeway talking about Voyager doing, there was that and one other thing in the movie where Inara was just like, oh my God, more Star Trek. Cause I'm like,
I missed it. I will not go back and watch it just to see that part, but I may go watch that scene when it comes out on Disney Plus eventually.
Yeah. I remember like I started, I'm like, oh, this is good. This is so good.
Sarah asks in the chat, has anyone seen the new Superman? Have you seen it yet?
Not yet.
I told you to go watch that movie.
I've been hanging out with my kid doing cool stuff with her.
Take your kid. She'll like it. It's got a cute dog in it. She'll like it.
2.5 hours long.
It's not that
She was ready to tap out at the hour and a half of Elio.
Well, it's because Elio feels like it's 3.5 hours.
It felt so long.
So Sarah did not like Superman. Am I alone in thinking it was bad? Sarah, you are not alone. There are lots of people out there who do think it was bad, but you are in the minority. Because there's a lot of people who really love that movie. I loved that movie, but probably not for the same reasons that a lot of other people loved that movie. I really want to know what JMS thought about the movie though, because he's all about Superman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as a person who wrote the books and stuff like that. I'm not a DC comic book fan or reader. So what matters absolutely nothing to me in this realm is accuracy to the canonical comic books and how things go. I couldn't even tell you if that's what it is. So just tell me a good story. Tell me where it is. And you know what I don't ever need to see on TV ever again or film ever again? Krypton blowing up and a spaceship landing in the Kent's farm.
We got the origin story.
We're don't ever need to see that again.
We don't need to see Batman's parents getting shot in the alley. We don't need to see
Uncle Ben
killed.
Yeah, ever again.
Yeah.
Never, ever.
So many times.
But the movie was fine. It was moving along. It was just kind of doing it. It was good. It was fine. But then it hit, honestly, it hit the messages portion. Like there's one moment in the middle of the film that is like, oh my, like, and then it comes all the way to the end where the movie is just basically, hey, in case you didn't get what we were saying earlier, here it is again. And so you can understand what we're trying to say. And I loved every bit of it. So, yeah, that's, but if you're all about canon or you're all about whatever, or you miss the message or the message doesn't matter to you because that's not what you're there to see a Superman movie for, which is totally fair. And you didn't like it, you're not alone.
Yeah.
You're not alone, but I think you are in the minority. And the movie is making like $500 million
it's
in
doing
2 weeks
okay.
or something. Yeah, they're gonna make another one. The James Gunn DCU is going to be okay.
It's going to be all right. I'll tell you though, the thing I don't need any more of is emo Superman. I don't need mopey. Oh,
Yeah.
that's not what Superman is.
Yeah. You know what? Here's the thing. I don't mind a take on Superman, like Henry Cavill's take on. I don't mind that as a take on Superman for a movie or two.
Mhm.
Like, cool. But to like build a franchise or to insist that Henry Cavill had to come back to be Superman because no. This is a new thing. David Cornsweet, I will tell you, might be the best Superman since Christopher Reeve and might even be better.
What?
In my opinion.
Really?
And when I first saw the trailers and I first saw the pictures, I was like, this dude doesn't even look like Superman. I got about 2 minutes into that film and I was like, okay, he's good. He's fine.
Why?
He's really good.
Why did they have to change the S? You know, like I don't like the new. I haven't liked any of the new ones.
I don't know. I think just to make it unique, make it their own, make it. I have
Sell
no
this
idea.
merch. Like
I don't care.
I do.
Like I realize I really don't care. Like it does look weird because we're used to seeing the S,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
With kind of like the little chick in the corner, and then
Right.
it goes up and around. We're used to seeing that, and this certainly has a different deal, but it's fine. It's all there.
I guess
it's all there. So, but I really liked. I really liked the new. I like David Cornsweet a lot. Brought a youthfulness to Superman that Henry Cavill just, did we ever see Clark Kent Henry Cavill?
I have no
not on the farm. I mean, Clark Kent is a reporter.
Right.
I don't remember that we ever saw
those movies. Honestly, made zero impression on me. I couldn't
Yeah.
tell you. I know I saw them. I couldn't tell you anything about them. I might go see it tomorrow because we're not going to work tomorrow. So
you should. It's good. I did enjoy it. I want you to see it so I can talk to you.
I
about
know,
it,
right?
but,
Yeah.
The other the rest of the film though, to me, Sarah, it's just a typical superhero movie. It's got all the superhero movie tropes. So go to the movie theater, grab you some popcorn, and just enjoy the ride. And then when they hit a message, write it down, and we'll talk about it. So
like there's our podcast.
There it is. Right. You know who I thought was a really good Superman, and I'm really sad that we didn't get more of him. Was Brandon Routh.
Yes, thank you.
He was so good, and it's again a victim of circumstance with that whole thing.
I watched
so
that
good.
movie the first time,
Yeah.
and I stopped watching it at some point. I was just I can't. But it wasn't the movie I had a hard time with. It was the way the way it was sold. Like we've talked about, the trailers set it up as this thing,
right?
And it wasn't that thing. And when I finally realized this is the direct sequel to Superman 2.
It was Superman 5.
Yeah.
Superman Returns was Superman 5, where they just put a guy in who was acting like Christopher Reeve, and he nailed it.
He nailed it. Absolutely.
It's so good.
Yeah. And if you disagree, go back and watch it. It was brilliantly done. What Kevin Spacey was Lex Luthor, right?
Yeah.
He did his
Kate Bosworth
version.
was Lois Lane, I think.
Yeah, which was I don't remember.
She wasn't great.
Yeah. But I remember like Spacey, he did a Kevin Spacey, Gene Hackman. Like you could tell like there were seeds, but he made it his, and it was great. But the first time I watched it, I was like, this is I'm mad about this. But then I had to come back.
The new Lex Luthor, played by Nicholas Hoult, who played the Beast in the X-Men prequel trilogy that they did.
Yeah.
The X-Men First Class. He also did a couple other things, but man, none of you guys are going to know what this is, but I'm going to plug another podcast here. There's another show called The Castle Vault.
Okay.
I highly recommend, if you're a Disney fan at all, I highly recommend this podcast. Basically what they do is they, using Disney Plus, they went through and are going through the entirety of Disney movie canon in chronological order, viewing those. So they started with Snow White, and they went, they're going all the way through the stuff, and they're attaching Marvel and Star Wars and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, one of the guys there, his name is Jason, and I swear he looks so much like Jason. Like this isn't gonna mean anything to you guys, but it does to me. It's Jason. He looks so much like him, just bald Jason.
Like, come on, guys, Jason.
Yeah, this is a different Lex Luthor though. Than he's a much younger feeling Lex Luthor and a much more energetic, I would say, Lex Luthor than I think we've ever seen. Michael Rosenbaum, who played Lex Luthor on
Smallville, right?
Smallville,
Yeah, I liked him a lot as Lex
did
Luthor.
great, did great. But even Michael Rosenbaum he never felt young as Lex Luthor.
He looked young, but he was trying to act up.
Yeah,
essentially.
Right.
What was the name of the podcast again?
Was it The Castle Vault?
Castle Vault. Yeah, Michael Rosenbaum, pretty good podcast himself. He's got going.
He's got a great podcast.
If we're gonna plug podcasts, I have to plug. You make it you make it weird.
Beam Me Up, a Star Trek podcast.
That's a great one too. The Pete Holmes podcast. And not when
I've never listened to it.
It's so good. He is so incredible. And don't listen to the episodes where he's interviewing other comedians. Listen to it when he's interviewing a rabbi or a priest or someone else.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. He has 3 interviews with Father Richard Rohr, one of the Catholic mystics. I've read all of his stuff and I love it. And just an incredible conversations. He's a great interview.
He is a great interviewer. He really is. Very, very much so. So, all right. Oh, Michael Rosenbaum has a cameo in the new movie as one of the voices of Lex's goons. I heard that.
That's cool.
Yeah. I definitely heard that. What did you think of Tom Welling as Superman / Clark? He really is Clark Kent.
More Clark Kent. Yeah, I think
he worked for that era.
For what they were doing, totally worked. Totally worked. But you know what? So did Dean Cain.
I really liked Lois and Superman as a television show.
It was good.
Out.
It was when it was out. It was good.
Looking back on it, and it may just be what has happened both to Terry Hatcher and Dean Cain since that I kind of am a little turned off at it when I think about it. But my first, oh my God moment was a Lois and Clark moment.
Yeah.
It was, I want to say it was the season 3 cliffhanger. I understand I didn't come to Star Trek later, so I didn't have the best of both worlds cliffhanger. I was a little too young for Who Shot JR, though I do remember that one. But this one was me. It's Clark gets down and he's proposing to Lois, and she says to him, "Who's asking? Clark Kent?" And she reaps up and takes his glasses off, or says, "Or Superman," and it cuts to black. I literally, I was watching the show in my room on my TV. My parents were watching the show in the living room across the house. I screamed across the house. They knew exactly what I had just seen. And Jeff, I have just received the signal that it is time to go.
Yeah, I was just saying. Yeah,
my light has turned off.
Yep, that's the universal sign for it.
That's the hey, you've been doing this for too long. I ran out of battery.
Well, hey everybody, we've been in absentia for quite a while. Our summertime commitments are wrapped up, so we might be getting back to
mostly,
getting back to a bit more of a recording schedule. We got some Stargate to catch up on and some more Babylon 5, but just
Other
know hopefully we'll be seeing you more frequently. Yeah, we got some other stuff.
I got some Andor I gotta get up on, and
I gotta start putting my Jeremiah out.
You have it recorded?
Not all of it, but I think I've watched 7 episodes so far.
Okay.
Of it. So
all right. Andor is really good. I don't know if you're watching mine or not. It's so good.
It is really good.
My problem with Andor is like I watch like 2 or 3 episodes, and then like I wait like 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm like, shoot, what happened?
Yeah.
So, but we're gonna get out of here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Please be sure to drop 65 down in the comments below. Let us know that you were here. Remember, the first rule of Club 65 is we do not talk about Club 65 outside of Club 65. To all of our patrons and to all of our council chambers who have joined us specifically, thank you guys so much for your continued support, and we'd like to thank our council chambers for adding to our conversation today. You guys are great.
Always awesome.
I need to watch Jeremiah. Maybe I'll watch Jeremiah with you, Jeff.
Yeah,
maybe that's how I'll consume it. I've never watched it yet.
Watch me sell it here. It's an okay show.
Okay,
so far it's okay.
All right. I want to do Sense8 is on my deck. Is on deck.
Yeah, I want to watch that one. I will say Jeremiah is probably better having watched Babylon 5.
Okay.
Because there are definitely some things that JMS tried in Babylon 5 that he improved on in Jeremiah. And then other things that he just continued trying.
I got to tell you though, I'm really excited and I'm really eager to get to Buffy.
Yeah, I am too.
Buffy and Farscape. Those are 2 that
Farscape came up in an email, I think, recently or something.
So, all right, let's get out of here, Jeff.
For real.
We will see you guys. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you later.
It's up at the top.
Why am I taking?
I know you. What are you doing?